We have two equations and two unknown. We want to know how to solve this. There are a few ways we can solve for this. One would be the addition method, and the other one would be the substitution method. To use the addition or elimination method, we need to make the coefficients of x or y opposite of each other. So who knows what's the first step?
Multiply the first equation by -2.
Very good. So you want to multiply the first equation by -2. So I would make the coefficients of y opposite of each other. If I multiply the first row by -2, let's see what we get. Here we get minus 4x, and we get minus 2y is equal to...
So that should be positive 20, which would give you a positive 6.
Very good. That's absolutely correct. Everybody see that? When you multiply -2 by the first row, -2 times 2x, that gives you -4x. -2 times y give you minus 2y. -2 times -10 would be positive 20. So here we have positive 20 minus 14. So now what do we get here? That would be plus 6. So what is x is equal to? As Joshua says, x would be equal to -6 then, right?
Correct.
We can go on and solve for y if I wanted to, but I'm done here, right? Because I find one of the answer matches the choices I have here, which is -6. So all of you said the correct answer is D. Give yourself a point. You're correct. Now let's go ahead and solve for y. If I substitute for x minus 6, I can solve for y. Minus 12 plus y equals to -10. So y is equal to -10 plus 12. So what is y is equal to? Anyone? Anyone with the mic? You can click on the mic and talk.
Y equals 2, positive 2.
So what is y is equal to? Very good. Y is equal to positive 2. Those of you without the microphone, you're entering your answer. I can see it. Very good. So x would be equal to -6. Y is equal to 2. Sometimes they show the answer like in the parentheses, -6 comma 2. But in this case, this would be a correct answer because we just wanted to one of the answers, which is -6, and we found that here. And we decided to eliminate the y first by multiplying the top row by -2. If I wanted to eliminate the x, what do I have to do? Let's see. Anyone with the mic, you can jump in and tell me what do I have to do to eliminate the x instead of y. Let's try that. Okay, who wants to give me the first step? Using the same method. Okay, Joshua, do you know what's the first step to eliminate x instead of y first? What do I have to multiply the first row with?
By a 3. Multiply the top row by 3 and the bottom row by a 2. -2.
Very good. You have to multiply one of them by a negative. So if you do that, let's do this correctly this time. That would be 6x plus 3y is equal to -30. And here I give you -6x, -4y equal to 28, plus 28. Okay, so now if I add these two rows, this time the x would be eliminated, and then here we get 3y minus 4y. That would give me minus y. 3y minus 4 with minus y. Minus y is equal to what, Joshua?
Y is equivalent to negative 2, which means y is equals to positive 2.
Right, negative 2. So it would be negative 30 plus 28 would be negative 2, so y must be equal to positive 2. And that's the exact same answer we found as you see here. Y is equal to positive 2 once we substitute that value for x. As you see, you can either eliminate x or y first and find the value of one variable and then substitute that back into another one to find the other one. You could also use a substitution method to work this out. So let's take a look at that also. That would be another way to solve this. For the same problem here, if I have 2x plus y is equal to negative 10, and then we have 3x plus 2y is equal to minus 14. For substitution method, you can pick one of these equations and solve one variable in terms of the other one. So if I solve y in terms of x, here I would get y is equal to minus 2x minus 10. If I subtract 2x from both sides of the equation, that's what I get. Then I can substitute that back into for y here. So we're saying y is equal to all these in terms of x, so it would be minus 2x minus 10, and then we can simply solve for x that way. That's another way to solve for x using substitution method. Okay, here if I distribute here, I would get minus 4x and minus 20. So here we get a negative x is equal to, if I add 20 to both sides of the equation, so here we get 20 minus 14, that gives me plus 6. So x must be equal to negative 6. As we found here, x equal to negative 6. So this would be a substitution method instead of addition method. Another method is graphing method. If you will graph these two, you would see that these two lines would intercept at this point here. Okay, that would be substitution method and addition method. I prefer addition method if it's up to me. It would be easier.